What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. I am the Black Enigma. In today's video we're going to be talking about Death Stranding, and we're going to be talking about a specific character in Death Stranding. We're going to be talking about the secondary antagonist of the game, Clifford Unger. We will be going into spoiler territory, so if you haven't played the game Death Stranding and you're interested in playing it, don't watch the video at all, because this will spoil you major things that happen in the game. But if you don't want to play it, if you don't want to take the time out to play it, then hopefully you enjoy the video. So let's get started. Nothing is truly known about Cliff's origins except the fact that he at some point fought in the military. Before the Death Stranding, Cliff served in the United States Special Forces. He fought in Afghanistan, Iraq, and many other countries. He was known for consistently bringing his men back unharmed and unscathed, alive back to their families. This is why Cliff has so much respect among his peers in the Special Forces, and specifically Die Hardman, which Die Hardman knows if it wasn't for Cliff, he would not be living at this point in his life. So he owed everything to Cliff. Eventually, Cliff fell in love and married Lisa Bridges, and they conceived a child, which would become the future Sam, the main protagonist of the game. Because of impending fatherhood, Cliff left after duty to be there for his family. Unfortunately for Lisa and Cliff, they were in an accident, which both wound up surviving, but with Lisa being brain dead and her faith of their unborn baby being at risk of death. Desperate to save his family, Cliff willingly brought them to Bridges so that they can be experimented on, only if he knew what would become of his child. This coincided with the first void outs and the beginning of the Death Stranding. Lisa was put on life support to prevent death and necrosis, and their baby was put inside a tank full of amniotic fluid, keeping him suspended in development until further notice. Cliff gradually came to accept the fact that his wife would never come back to him, so he turned his attention to his unborn son, which he took to calling BB, which is an acronym short for Bridge Baby. Cliff bonded with his son, telling him stories, singing to him, and getting him a cake for his would-be birth date. He also reconnected with Die Hardman, who was working for security for Bridges. However, Bridget Strand, the leader of Bridges, forced Cliff into putting BB through further experiments. Cliff eventually realized that Bridget was planning to use his son as the prime candidate for the Bridge Baby program. Eventually, Die Hardman would come to Cliff and warn him that Bridges would be taking his son to another facility. He said this despite his sworn allegiance to Bridges' term as president. He wanted Cliff's suffering to be over. Even though he could not save Lisa, Die Hardman wanted to give Cliff and his son a fighting chance at life. He offered them an opportunity to escape. However, he warned Cliff that if he caught him, he would be ordered to kill him on sight, and would do so because his allegiance to the president. On the night of the plan, Die Hardman revealed that Lisa's life support could not be taken offline, so Cliff would have to kill her himself. Providing him with a loaded gun, Die Hardman left Cliff to make up his mind while the systems were down. Wrapping his gun in cloth, Cliff apologized to Lisa and swore to protect their son. He then put a pillow over her head and shot her twice. Cliff then took BB and fled the hospital room.
I'm sorry, Lisa. Don't worry. I'll take care of him. I promise you. promise you. My Enigma, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Making his way through the hospital, Cliff tried opening the exit doors, but they were locked automatically. An alarm went off, and two guards accidentally stumbled upon Cliff, threatening to shoot BB, but Cliff ran, but was hit in the back by several bullets, though was able to run further thanks to Die Hardman's intervention. However, Die Hardman caught up to Cliff bleeding out against the wall, and tried to stop security forces from gunning him down. Cliff briefly used his friend as a shield, thanking him for trying, and ran back to Lisa's room, shooting the electronic lock to seal them in. Cliff apologized for his failure to his wife, and began to sing to BB while he awaited the security forces to break down the room, and ultimately kill him.
See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out, there's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you, so let love warm you till the morning.
After being ruthlessly shot up, in Cliff's final moments, Cliff took his son out of his pod and told him that abandoning his duty and being there for his family is what made him brave. And he begged his son to not make the same mistakes as him and be free. Bridget then realized that BB was removed from the pod, and she ordered Die Hardman to execute Cliff, but he hesitated.
Oh, God. Not BB too.
No, 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 no.
With BB being caught by the same bullet that killed Cliff, BB also died, and he was sent to the beach where you go once you die. This led to Bridget going to the beach as Emily and bringing BB back to life as Sam, an action that would allow the BTs to cross over from the other side and fully set in motion the beginning of the Death Stranding. Cliff himself would come back as a powerful BT controller, obsessed with reuniting with his son one last time. Unlike other BTs, Cliff retained his human form and his sanity. With it, a great amount of tactical ability. He regularly would attack the adult Sam, mistaking Lou for his son, and wanted to take the bridge baby off of Sam, until he finally discovered the truth. Once he discovered the truth, he hugged Sam, and then returned to the world of the dead forever, finally at peace with himself. Cliff is capable of controlling the skeletal, glowing-eyed soldiers through a series of black cables emerging from around the world. They are shown to follow all of his orders like his soldiers back in the army without hesitation. After being summoned, Cliff can sever the umbilical cord like cables to send the soldiers out further without breaking his connection. Often, the soldiers take up tactical position to guard the area for Cliff, while Cliff is patrolling and surveying the area. On 3 separate occasions throughout the story, the player will have encounters with Cliff. Each occasion represents a different war zone based on Cliff's history, and each encounter gives a little more insight into who Cliff is and understanding his place and yours within the world of Death Stranding.
Is this me?
I would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to give me a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Until next time, I am the Black Enigma. I will see you in another video. I'm out.